depends.
Leave hypotheticals in the subreddit, guys, and I'll give an answer. Usually it's it depends.
Love for Casey. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me go find this slut. Look at this. Gotta turn around. Look at this. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Hey. 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 Look at it. Hey. Hey. She's just sassy right now because I got upset at her last night because she threw up on my kitchen floor. But that drawing is awesome. I'm absolutely going to save that and maybe even print it out. Thank you so much. That's so cool. Is your bowl half full? You may be entitled to compensation. I don't get fed if you don't get fed. Meow now. Lawyer cat. And by the way, cats totally do that. If the bowl is halfway full, they treat it like it's empty. It's ridiculous. Could a person sue for false advertising? The computer has very much become obsolete. This computer is never obsolete. So the short answer is probably not. I totally get the false advertising sense of it, but advertising has long been held to have some sort of commercial deference, some excitement to it, because it is foreseeable that people are going to advertise their equipment as the best or the strongest or never obsolete, when that just isn't true. And the reality is if you bought that piece of junk here in 2021, you're gonna know it's obsolete. So just because it says never obsolete doesn't necessarily mean anything. It probably is sheltered under some sort of deference given to the reasonably prudent advertiser. And on that note, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel because it is the best YouTube channel. There's not a single YouTube channel that is better than mine. We are the best, and you should subscribe to the best. Let's say I was being threatened, robbed, or assaulted. Could I threaten deadly force, i.e. showing I have a gun or even drawing or pointing it? I know I could, of course, do this if the force I was being met with is life-threatening, but what if it's not? So that's actually a great question, and it comes with a lot of risk. I'm gonna say it depends, but just know this. If you take a situation that is not deadly, okay, that is not life-threatening, and you make it life-threatening because you pull out a gun. For instance, let's just say somebody is going to slap you, okay, and you don't like being slapped, but your life is not threatened. You pull out a gun to protect yourself, and because you pull out a gun, they pull out a gun, and then you get shot, or you shoot them because now they have a gun. Well, it could be very well that you are the one who instigated the deadly threat. Not the threat, not the initial threat, but you instigated the deadly threat, and that is what matters. So you could potentially be held liable. Is there anything legally stopping a cat from signing up to take the bar exam? Dr. Mittens Lamar, healing boo-boos and nom-noms, accepting new clients now. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes. So in order to sit for the bar exam, you have to be accepted. You have to be approved by the local bar examiners, and they're not going to approve a cat. A lawyer can't quit your case without a good reason. That depends. But what if they want to quit being a lawyer altogether? So again, that depends. If you have a lawyer who just wants to quit being a lawyer, well, that doesn't mean that they're free of consequences. If someone quits your case in an improper manner, they still could be on the hook for malpractice if that occurs and be liable for the consequences of that. Now, with that said, oftentimes the consequence of malpractice is a knock on your bar license or suspension, or in the worst case, disbarment. So if the lawyer doesn't want to be a lawyer altogether, there's probably not a whole lot that can happen, but I mean, that doesn't absolve them from any monetary damages, so it just depends. Double kill. I'm excited for the new Halo to come out, by the way. If I'm in a fight with someone and they punch me so hard my jaw breaks and I punch them back, breaking their jaw, and we both sue each other, what would end up happening in court or in the legal process? It's going to depend. Who started the fight? Why were you responding to the fight? Did you guys sue each other civilly for money damages? Did you guys get charged criminally with a crime? Who is the judge? Who is the prosecutor? There's like a bazillion things, which is why the answer is it depends. Let's say me and my friends go out to the desert or an empty forest, and during the night, a few of us take the only car and go home, leaving at least one person behind, assuming they die or get injured. Would we be liable or guilty for any damages or crimes? It depends, but potentially, yes. It's going to depend on why did you leave the person behind? Were they an expert in the area? Did they want to get left behind? Or did you just leave them behind because you wanted to be a dick? All I know is if I got left behind in a desert or a forest, I'm a goner. I'm a total wimp. I need air conditioning. I need running water. I refuse to go camping because why the hell would I do that? So if people left me and I died, I sure hope they would get charged with murder. And I definitely think it's possible because it's foreseeable that if you leave somebody in the middle of the forest or the desert without any tools or ways to get out, they're gonna die. Objective and subjective threat of imminent grievous bodily harm. Tom often says in order to classify as a justified use of deadly force in self-defense, there must be objective and subjective threat of imminent grievous bodily harm. What would be an example in which deadly force is used and there's an objective threat but not a subjective one? Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say I have a friend and we want to pull a prank on my girlfriend. So I tell my friend to break into my house during the middle of the night because I want to scare my girlfriend. Okay, so he gets out dressed, he puts on all black, puts on the ski mask, breaks through my door in the middle of the night. I know it's him, so even though objectively it's someone breaking into your house in the middle of the night, subjectively I know it's him, so there's no real threat. And then boom, I shoot him, or my girlfriend shoots him and he dies. So the fake robber is shot, and objectively a reasonably prudent person in the same or similar circumstance would have shot someone breaking into their house because that is an imminent threat to grievous bodily harm. But subjectively, I knew that that wasn't a real robber. And on top of that, I even gave the example of what if my girlfriend is the one who shoots the robber? Well, in that case, I could be charged with murder because I created that dangerous situation. My girlfriend was in an objective and subjective fear of imminent grievous bodily harm. That is almost certainly self-defense. But I created this dangerous situation, and as a result, my buddy died from it. So I could be charged with murder. It depends. Bumpin'. Is that a good and correct use of bumpin'? Well, there you go. It depends. Also, I have been made aware in the comments that I should have used the word bussin'. It's 2021 and bussin' is the new word for bumpin'.
Is that shit bustin', Janelle?
The courtroom is bussin'. Are damages received taxable? If you win damages in a civil suit, do you have to pay state and federal tax on your money you received after paying your legal fees and whatnot? So it just depends. It depends on the type of damage. If it's a civil suit between two businesses, that very well may be taxable. However, personal injuries are not taxable. So when I give my client a personal injury check, that money is 100% what they're keeping in their pocket. And the theory behind it is not income. You are literally trading your health for money. Devin collabs with Tom reviewing lawyer action figures. Oh my God. 100% real height reveal. Photographic evidence, no tampering. Better than any Bigfoot sighting. I'm 3'7". 3'7"? Does this? Look at this. I'm above the frame. Look. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm 6'1". I'm clearly 6'1". Can a private toll road ban the wearing of seatbelt? Almost certainly not. Just because you have private property doesn't mean that you can necessarily break the law on your property. That would kind of be like saying, hey, in my house, murder is legal because it's private property. If it's a state or federal law to wear a seatbelt, which it is, you can't just usurp that because it's a private road. Tom spotted on a different platform. How f***ed up would it be if you jumped in a ball pit and it was just a tomatoes painted different colors? Depends on what. I mean, it could depend on your mood, what's going on in your day, how ripe or squishy the tomatoes were. I don't know. Nintendo law game. Hey, Attorney Tom, in your opinion, how accurate would you say Nintendo's Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney is? Not accurate at all. There's no accuracy in Ace Attorney. None, zero, none, zero, nilch, zero. I don't know why I keep saying zero. None. It is not accurate at all. There's an outdated autopsy report. All right, y'all, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We're growing like crazy. I think we're at 394,000 subscribers. We're having a lot of fun. We cover a wide variety of content. I just ask that if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and joining this community. We have fun, and the first thing you'll know once you subscribe is that I am, in fact, 6'1". All right, y'all. Bye.
He used to be an attorney, but now he's a shit poster on YouTube. Attorney Tom.